Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming in, and you are watching Commendable Faith. And here we are today. We are going to discuss this new development. Tasha K is a very, very hot topic in these streets, in these YouTube streets, in the social media spectrum. Everybody's talking about how she has to cough up that $1.25 million on top of other fees. And so now we want to know, where do we go from here? There's a lot of nuances. Commendable K, there's a lot of nuances to this. You know, I hear a lot of people talking about Tasha K attorney. You know, what was her name? Olga.
Olga from Russia.
From Russia.
From
Yes,
Russia.
so Tasha K has hired a Russian attorney, and she made some pretty racist statements during court. You know, she said that she's not going to stop doing what she's doing unless the white people tell her to, you know. Pretty bad. You know, she did not represent herself well, in my opinion, with those statements. But I was watching the lead attorney earlier, and I believe you were over there as well. And the lead attorney, he said that hey, Tasha K purposely set out to hire a non-black lawyer. She said that she doesn't want any black folks handling her legal business. She don't trust us with her legal business. So enter Olga. She trusted Olga. And now, you know, I'm going to talk a little bit about that situation a little bit later on in the black, because I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. But I just want to lay it out that the lead attorney, he pretty much pointed it out from the very beginning. She jumped over all these competent black attorneys and hired Olga. Olga, who only fought for her during the last few minutes of the closing statements. I think he said 1 minute. Her closing statement lasted just 1 minute.
1 minute, 1 second. Yep.
And Olga get paid what, $40,000?
I think it's
33 and a half.
So Tasha K does have to pay $1.3 billion in attorney fees to Cardi B, and then
I think it's 1.25 million.
Yeah, 1.2 million for her attorney fees, and then 3.8 million to, I think, total to Cardi B. It's like at least $5 million that Tasha K's got to pay out. So I mean, when it boils down to it, Olga, in my opinion, should have referred Tasha K to a defamation lawyer. She didn't do it. And I know, Faith, you're gonna come with an angle that no one's ever heard of. So that's gonna be, you know, really great. So yes, again, welcome to the channel. Please subscribe, click the bell, ding the dong, bing the bong, all that great stuff. Share everywhere and thumb up the video. And also join the Faith Factors channel membership. And also look at the live stream chat. Pinned to the top is the Cash App, so you could donate and support the platform. So, you know, anything else before we go into just the, I guess, summary?
Well, you know, I want you to go ahead and do the summary real quick.
All right. So just a timeline. I know a lot of people have, you know, heard of this story, and let's see, they've heard kind of bits and pieces, just in case, if you're like me and you live under a rock. Let's see, right here. So taking you back to the beginning, back in 2019, Cardi B says, okay, you've put out these videos saying that I have an STD. They're not true. Cardi B's legal attorney sent Tasha K not one, not two, but 3 cease and desist letters. Tasha K says, I'm going to wipe my butt with it. Only way I'm taking down these videos is if you pay me. So Cardi B was like, okay, I don't do drugs or have herpes. We're going to go to court. And that was 2019. Cardi B was suing Tasha K for making outrageous claims including that Cardi B was a prostitute, had herpes, did drugs. It was a lot of outlandish stuff. And of course, on Unwind with Tasha K, those videos are still up. And it was like 23 videos total, and it lasted over 14 months. So, just also Tasha K going in saying that Cardi's baby might be, or more than likely is born with intellectual disabilities. The inference seems to be that Cardi was doing drugs that would harm then unborn culture. So there's also Cardi B's also suing someone else, but that's kind of separate. So there is that. And, fast forward to right now, Cardi B winning the lawsuit, the defamation suit against Tasha K. And Cardi B testified that this has affected her livelihood. She's had suicidal thoughts during the time while Tasha K was pushing out her stories. And, Cardi B, of course, won. She had an impact on the jurors. Good for her. And also right now, the latest development, Cardi B is thanking the jurors for the big win, another $1.5 million. It's almost like $4 million right now. And so, yeah.
All right. Well, I do see where there is a lot of things that's going on with this case, with this attorney, with Tasha K and the attorney. I believe that Tasha K criticized the competence of her attorney online in front of everyone. And
Right.
that right there kind of raises my brow, because how can you sit up here and criticize someone who has to defend you in court? Do you not think that this may anger this person who is supposed to be doing their professional due diligence on your behalf?
Right.
So, that raised my eyebrow a little bit, CK, because it seems like any other person in their right mind just wouldn't do it.
Right. Or they would complain. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, and complain publicly and then get another lawyer. And that's the thing. Like Tasha was complaining about Olga, but then didn't get another lawyer. Kind of stayed with Olga to the end and had plenty of time to just bring in someone else, bring in like maybe 2 teams of lawyers. Most people with money would do that type of stuff. And it's kind of funny, like, Faith, you were pointing out that she just she complained about Olga, didn't leave Olga, and more than likely didn't tell Olga do this or do that. And even Tasha K even went on the stand and testified and committed perjury. She admitted that she lied in the videos. She committed perjury of herself. And it's almost like Tasha K was purposely trying to throw this away.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, all of the moves that Tasha's making in this particular instance, it seems like it was just kind of detrimental to her case. It seems as if she knew that she was not going to win this case, and she just purposely acted out. But here's an angle that I want to introduce, and it's not the one that we talked about, but I thought about when I was over at Lead Attorneys and I was listening to him break it down as far as like the incompetence of her lawyer. But what if, just, this is all speculation. What if Cardi B, who's pulling all the strings here, what if Cardi B might have, offered her something? Because I understand that lawyers cannot be bribed. I know that the bribing thing, is taboo, and there's a lot of penalties. But just give me a little leeway here for a second, because
Okay.
like I'm not saying that this is what happened,
Right.
but
All alleged. All alleged.
it's all alleged, right? But the way that this went down, Tasha K openly complaining about her attorney, and then the judge reprimanding the attorney during the case and even threatening to report the attorney to the Bar Association. So this attorney performed really badly on a high profile case, even if this is not a attorney that deals with this sort of thing, because I believe that Tasha K's attorney is a criminal attorney.
Right.
Even if that wasn't her specialty, you would think that on a high profile case like this, and you're a lawyer, you're going to put your best foot forward. You're not going to try to, do anything to make yourself look incompetent, because even with your criminal, stuff, people can look at how you handled this case and then decide not to use you for anything else.
Right.
So what would someone have to offer you, CK, to be that incompetent?
They probably would have to offer me the same as my client's paying me, maybe a little bit more. The judge did tell Olga, Tasha K's attorney, that she should go back and redo the first year of law school. And he kept reprimanding her, and Tasha K was able to hear that, and that's what prompted her to go public and say negative things about Olga and give her a bad review. So I do agree that it would make sense if Cardi B or someone from Cardi B's camp paid Olga to throw the case and perform poorly. And Tasha K, believing that the white man's ice is colder, believing that her proximity to whiteness was going to help her win this thing. I do believe that Tasha K, even though she's criticizing, she would stay on the Titanic and go down with the ship, thinking that possibly the jury would do something different than what they would do from hearing this failed case.
Exactly. And the mere fact that Tasha K would not empower a Black female attorney, I'm quite sure, because doesn't she live in Atlanta?
She does.
There are plenty of Black female attorneys in Atlanta, yet she went in and she purposely hired someone non-Black. And she hired someone that didn't even specialize in the type of law that she would need them to represent her for. I've always kind of maintained, and this is my own biases here. I'm just gonna, I'm rolling up my sleeves.
Okay. Okay.
I'm about to get into it.
Okay.
I'm about to get into it when I roll up my sleeves.
Okay.
But
okay.
Remember, all the beefing between Tasha K and Lovely T. And you remember how when Lovely T first came on the scene, Lovely T was there first. But she saw another Black woman doing the same thing that she was doing, and Lovely T rolled out the red carpet for Tasha K.
She did. And
she welcomed her onto this platform. And what did Tasha K do in return?
Recorded phone calls. Talked with Lovely T behind the scenes about different things, and ran with the same story that Lovely T was discussing with her, and she wasn't supposed to. Tasha K claimed that she wanted her and Lovely T to trend together, but she was just stealing content like she normally does. Stuff like that.
So this right here is a jab in the back to another Black woman. And then, I was watching one of Tasha K's programs, and Tasha K says really, really hurtful things about women in general. Like she says something about women who can't give birth, who are barren. And she made some really, really nasty comments about women who are barren. Almost sounding as if, she was one of these female, what do you call these male female haters.
Right.
She sounded like she was part of that club.
Misogyny. Yep.
Yeah, very misogynistic. Now I do know that when Tasha K, if you're in her crosshairs, when Tasha K wants to get you, she's gonna get you. Look at how she went after R. Kelly. Look at how, she went after what's his name? Derek Jackson.
Derek Jackson, yeah.
Oh yeah, she really nailed him to the cross. So I'm not saying that she have not gone after black men,
right?
But I do think that Tasha K does have a problem with other black women. I really do. She has an issue.
Yeah, and also
go ahead.
Well, Tasha K would barely say alleged when she would talk about people and spreading lies and rumors. It was only a matter of time before it caught up. And I think this is a good thing because now, the stuff in the past that she said that a lot of people felt they were powerless to defend themselves against, or that they tried to do something, but it didn't work. Now they're like, well, you know what? Instead of me trying to make a response video, let me go sue Tasha K.
Right.
Let me,
this is going to open up a whole can of worms, a lot of can of worms here.
Exactly. Yeah, and then even
I wanted to highlight though, as far as her being a nanny, so to speak. Now you do remember, Tasha K, how she went in on R. Kelly. She went in on Derek Jackson.
Right.
But then there was the interview with one Mr. Kevin Samuels. And everybody was chomping at the bit. Remember when they had it on Patreon, or it was like under a paywall, and everybody was mad because they really wanted to see that interview because everybody knew Tasha K goes in, And then when you go and you see the interview, all the allegations about Kevin Samuels being gay, all the stuff that came out about him. Where was that? Why didn't she go hard in the Kevin Samuels interview?
He must have paid. Oh, sorry about that. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
He must have paid her enough money. The same way how when Cardi B was asking Tasha K to take down the videos, Tasha K was like, if you pay me to take them down, I'll take them down. So Kevin Samuels, more than likely, in my opinion, probably paid Tasha K enough for it to be a friendly interview as opposed to the standard thing that she normally gives.
That could be true. But here's my angle here with this whole thing. Tasha K don't trust black people, and that's evident by what the statements that she made in that courtroom. She does not trust us in business. As a matter of fact, she does not value our services or our opinion, so much so that she didn't even look to hire a black person to represent her in this case. So I don't know if it's that Tasha K, isn't a friend of black women, or if she's just not a friend of black people, period. It just seems as if, there's so much going on with her. And, I think even her husband, he's not a black American man, is he?
No, he's from a country in the continent of Africa.
Yeah, because her last name is Kibi.
Yeah.
I think she has a lot of issues with us over here. And I kind of think, and correct me if I'm wrong, that this is a little bit of her karma coming back to bite her in the behind. She thought that she could build a platform by using black people. And her black form is her I'm sorry, her black form. I'm gonna coin that term, black form. Her platform is geared towards us. You know, she is geared towards African American people. She's a gossip person, but we built up her platform. Majority black women built up her platform. So it's very disheartening for me to see her making these type of comments. Very disheartening. And it's disheartening to see that with all the black excellence we have in the law field, that she would just purposely discount our talents and contributions. But that's all I wanted to add. I just wanted to add that. But you could go ahead.
Well, do you want to go into the petition now? The petition for ineffective assistance of counsel?
Yes, I do. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get this up here.
And while you
there's a few web pages that talk about this. Because we are not lawyers and no, we are not giving legal advice. I just want to make sure that I put that disclaimer out there. But another reason why I found it to be very suspicious about Cardi B going online and making this negative review about her lawyer in mass media, and then the judge making the assessment about the lawyer's competence, and then also threatening to report the lawyer to the Bar Association. All of this seems very suspect to me because her lawyer told her she wasn't going to win this case. And I believe Cardi B's lawyers told her she wasn't going to win this case. Cardi even went to her begging to just settle out of court. Yep. And she knew. I think Tasha knew that she wasn't going to win. That's the reason why she was acting out like this. Yeah. But what if her angle for publicly making that statement about her lawyer is because she's looking for a mistrial? And I think that this is the angle that nobody else mentioned.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Well, the ineffective claim falls under the 6th Amendment. And, Tasha K lawyer didn't really submit anything as far as Tasha K's finances. I mean, Tasha K hasn't filed her taxes in like 3 years. The IRS and I think it was the Treasury Department, they were in the courtroom taking notes and everything. So Tasha K is probably gonna have to file back taxes and or owe taxes on her income. And apparently the judgment that was put against Tasha K was against not just herself, but also her business. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's like I don't know if it's like everything is going to be ×2, or she's got to, Cardi B can go after her personally and her business if Tasha K is unable to pay what she's owed as far as the lawsuit. If you're still looking for it, I can keep talking.
Okay, no, I think I found it. I found one article that I was reading, and it was on Wikipedia.
Okay.
It says here, in the United States law, ineffective assistance of counsel is a claim raised by a convicted criminal asserting that the defendant's legal counsel performed so ineffectively that it deprived the defendant of the constitutional right guaranteed by the assistance of counsel clause of the 6th Amendment to the United States Constitution. Ineffectiveness claims may only be brought where the defendant had a right to counsel, ordinarily during the critical stages of a prosecution. Having the benefit of counsel or assistance of counsel means that the criminal defendant has had a competent attorney representing them. Competence is defined as reasonable professional assistance and is defined in part by prevailing professional norms and standards. To prove they received ineffective assistance, a criminal defendant must show two things: deficient performance by counsel and resulting prejudice, in that but for the deficient performance, there is a reasonable probability that the result of the proceeding would have differed. So, CK, based off of different things that we've heard about this case, because I was not privy to, be there in the courtroom. Lead attorney was there, and he himself spoke on the pretty much the performance of her counsel, being that it was not up to par, and the judge commented that her performance was not up to par and that she needs to go back to I guess the first level of law school, and
first year,
the first year, and he might even report her to the Bar Association. So in my first scenario, and this was all speculation on my behalf, I thought that maybe perhaps Cardi B might have paid Olga to perform poorly. But what if Olga knew that Tasha B would not win this, Tasha K would not win this case? And so she pretty much told Tasha K the only chance you got now is if this gets thrown out and you get a mistrial. And that way you get a whole new trial, whole new lawyer.
I think Tasha K is going to first use that for an appeal to try to get out of paying this judgment. I mean, it's kind of a long shot because on Olga's website it has her as a defense attorney and not a defamation attorney. So in other words, Tasha K kind of knew that, or should have known that. And then, Olga probably will say that this is what my client told me and this is what she provided. She didn't file her taxes, so there's no way for us to submit to the jury that the damages that are awarded to Cardi B should be less. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I think it's worth filing appeal because I'm not, no one's trying to pay $1 million. But I think if the appeal doesn't work, I think Tasha K's plan B is going to be to move assets to someone else in her family. And so that when Cardi B goes to like garnish wages and garnish bank accounts, I think it's going to be there. Because when I sued someone for something a long time ago, I had like 10 years to collect, and in the state that I was in, and he made sure that all of his money was in his wife's accounts. He put stuff in his wife's name. He didn't have any assets himself, and I couldn't put any liens on anything because everything was in his wife's name, and I was left with nothing. So the first step of Cardi B winning is great. It sends a message, but as far as Cardi B actually getting the money, that might be that's probably a different story. I think Cardi B just wanted more of an emotional win, and she's going to use this to threaten other bloggers with if they decide to talk about Cardi B and say something that she doesn't like or say something that defames her character.
Well, the thing about it is, I do believe that what Tasha K did to Cardi B was malicious. And I think that it was intentional.
Right.
And that is the reason why they came to the conclusion of that in this case, and Tasha K's actions in the courtroom. They're sending her cease and desist. She's ignoring them. She's telling them that she's just, hey, I'm not going to adhere to anything that you guys are talking about. I'm not taking down any videos. I'm not going to stop talking about this. She hurt herself in this case. Even if she were to try to get a mistrial, once again, she would have to prove that her lawyer was the reason why she got this decision. And I don't know if there's enough there for that. Yeah, her lawyer was incompetent. Yeah, her lawyer wasn't in the direct expertise. But how much of a role did Tasha's own actions play in the decisions of the jury?
They played her streams, her flailing around, drinking, getting drunk, making all these statements, claiming she had these sources that she couldn't tell anybody about, and then barely saying allegedly, and talking about people's children and family members. They had a lot to go on, and even Tasha K taking the stand, saying, "Yeah, I did lie on Cardi B. Yeah, I did commit perjury." I mean, just I don't know. It just seemed like Tasha K was just kind of, I guess, hoping that, like, she knew she was going to lose, but I don't think she thought she was going to lose this big. But I do agree with you that she has the appeal, the ineffective claim, and if that doesn't work, she's probably going to move assets until the time limit runs out as far as this lawsuit. And I
Yeah,
think the videos are still up.
that's another angle that a lot of people are not really exploring. A lot of people explored maybe she might file bankruptcy to get out from under it.
Yeah.
But Tasha K, if I remember correctly, I heard one of her streams where she was talking about that she already filed bankruptcy, and it was relatively recent. So if she filed bankruptcy within the last 8 years, then there goes that. She's going to be on the hook for this money unless she can move the assets to someone else's name. Then there, like you said, nobody will be able to collect anything. And so, it would just be a, what do you call it? A symbolic victory.
Yeah.
But, I think that it was good that Cardi B did go after her, because there were a lot of things that Cardi B was trying to do. But because of these allegations, Cardi B lost a lot of sponsors and people that she might have been able to do business with because of the lies. So I think it was a good move on Cardi B's behalf to go after her, even though Cardi B herself does also say a lot of bad things about other people. It's different though when it happens to you. When it happens to Cardi B, that is, it's bad. But Cardi B can call black women roaches.
Mm-hmm.
She could say all types of derogatory things about black women, but she don't want nobody to say she got herpes or making insinuations about a beer bottle, what she was doing with a beer bottle,
or being a prostitute. Because I mean, me personally, it's all alleged. I'm not saying that Cardi B did this, but back when I used to be a sexual assault investigator, there was like a couple of I'm going to say exotic dancers that kind of said soldiers did something to them, and one of them revealed, and I've heard a lot of rumors about this, that women don't really make that much from dancing unless you're like top tier, or you're like a showcase girl or whatever, like you're going around from place to place to place, or you're just like top tier wherever you're dancing at. But the average exotic dancer makes her money by going to hotel rooms. And let's not forget, Cardi B. I personally, I'm glad Tasha K lost, because this means you can't just go around making rumors and stuff about people.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this is outside the case. It's outside the case, but just the fact that Cardi B has openly said that she's drugged people, drugged men, taking them back to rooms, and she's in the room, and then she leaves out, and like a tranny comes in and does things to guys, and she robs them. I mean, just all of that,
But she had legal problems of her own. I mean, look at the women that she intimidated.
12 criminal charges. That time she was at the club, Offset. Okay, Offset's the prize, but like you said, Faith, he's high value but low quality. So she's in the club fighting people, hitting them upside the head. Now she got these criminal charges that she's got to worry about. So it's a win, but she's got to get her loss later.
Oh yeah, and I wonder, did anybody sue her for throwing that shoe?
They probably will. Now she's going to get this $4 million.
So it's kind of like, I really do applaud Cardi B for settling this in court. and not throwing shoes anymore. That shows a lot of growth and maturity on her behalf.
Right.
Do that, so I won't be a hypocrite and say that, she need to continue doing what she was doing. But I can't forget that this is the same woman that was throwing shoes, calling Black women roaches, and she intimidated a lot of women that she thought her husband was going after. And mind you, it was her husband going after these women, not the other way around.
Right.
So,
he was sliding in DMs. Offset still sliding in DMs. You see that video where he was playing, I guess, video games with someone online, and then he had his phone out talking to someone else, and then Cardi B was like, "Hey, I'm getting ready to go." He put his phone up real fast.
Oh yeah. You know when they put the phone up real fast, you gotta look.
Right.
Ladies, everybody listening, if you come in the house and you see him jerk that phone back a little bit too fast,
right?
You gotta look. You gotta look at the phone. He acting suspicious. Grab that phone and run in the bathroom and lock the door, because he ain't gonna let you look while he's standing there. You gotta be fast. I'm trying to teach y'all something. See, what you do is you catch him off guard. See, when he think that you forgot about that phone and he relax, what you do is you look over and he relax, grab that phone, run to the bathroom.
Your bathroom door gonna be kicked down.
Grab
the phone, run to the bathroom.
Go down. You gonna be looking at all them text messages and all them DMs. Yeah, that's what you do.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Like, she's got the 12 criminal charges because of hitting people at different clubs because of Offset. And it's just a bad situation all the way around. That's why, me personally, Cardi B's music, you can dance to it, you can work out to it, okay. But just the fact that she met guys at strip clubs, according to her own statements on her streams, she met guys at strip clubs. He wanted to go back. The different guys wanted to go back to a motel or hotel room. She agreed. She drugged them and then brought in a trainee and then did whatever. I mean, she's openly said stuff like that. And, it's sad because even though she's done that, if her and Offset don't work out, a couple of you ninjas are still going to be like, you know what? I'm going to take her to a hotel room and try to get lucky. No, you're going to get drugged, sir. You're going to get drugged.
She's going to drug you and take your money. She's going to revert back to her old ways.
And you'll be with a tranny. According to her. I wish I had that video on standby, but yeah, she was just like openly bragging about that, so yeah.
And I really believe that Cardi B, because she admitted to doing stuff like that, she should be brought up on criminal charges.
See, she should. She should, but you know what? Most men who are the alleged victims, they're not going to come forward. I mean, because it might be somebody who's married, and now you got to come forward and say, yeah, she had this tranny do whatever to me, and then when they're like, okay, asking questions and want to know the whole story, oh, so you wanted her to go back and be a prostitute? Nah, that's the reason why if there are victims, they're not going to come forward. Because
but look at what she did though, and this was mostly to men and probably a lot of Black men too.
Yeah.
And look who's happiest about her winning this case against Tasha K.
The Black manosphere.
I can't help but to notice that a lot of Black men are very pleased at this verdict. Now, could it be because Cardi B is considered what you call an exotical, and Tasha K is what Fresh and Fit call them?
Play in the dark. Yeah. That's really what it is. That's why people are happy. Yeah. If Cardi B were,
I've seen the memes floating around YouTube, where they have Cardi B looking all bright. They even have the extra light on her. And then Tasha K, they draw a beard on her face.
Wow. Yeah, I've seen that. It's kind of like saying that a dark-skinned Black woman is masculine. That's why they have the beard. Yeah. And it's the Black manosphere and other people doing that type of stuff. And I think if Cardi B were my complexion, they'd probably be like, I don't really care. I don't really care about the situation, but you know, they always say they have their preference, but we know preference means proximity to whiteness. So in a way, Tasha K is almost like karma, because the same way Tasha K is like, I'll never, get a lawyer who's a black person. I'll never work with you black people. I'm not going to stop making these videos so the white people tell me to stop. Her seeking proximity to whiteness got its day in court with this Cardi B situation. Okay, no pun intended.
She got her ninja wake up call.
Right.
She got
right.
Real bad. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Everybody that gets their wake up call deserves it.
Yeah.
And a lot of these black men are getting their ninja wake up call too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because for all of you guys that pedestalize and how can I say, you uphold a certain standard of beauty that isn't Afrocentric. And right. I understand preference, but you guys are, I think, utilizing preference for prejudice. That's what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
Because if Tasha K, if the whole thing had been reversed and it was Cardi B was the blogger and Tasha K was the artist, none of you would feel anything for Tasha K.
Nope.
You would be rooting for Cardi B again because of her proximity to whiteness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And see, I would like for once for black people to just have a sense of what's right and what's wrong and not look at color. We are becoming just as bad as our oppressors were. I mean, we still have it, some white people that still discriminate, but not as much in this day and age. I will have to say it's a lot less than what our great grandparents had to go through. We're in a good space right now. But with each other, we're taking the place of our oppressors. We're doing it more than our oppressors are doing it to each other.
Yep, exactly. So if you don't have anything else, move on to the next bullet. That is, can or will Tasha K pay $4 million to Cardi B? The way I look at it, a lot of large YouTube channels like Alex Jones, Yo-Yo ASMR, and others, they've done half or less than what Tasha K has done on Unwind with Tasha K, and they lost their channels. Tasha K clearly has done deceptive practices and had misleading conduct. I bet a lot of people now are going to start complaining that a lot of channels are talking about this case and all the different details. And it's just the fact that she's spreading lies and rumors. I wouldn't be surprised. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I don't want anything negative to happen to anybody, but I wouldn't be surprised if she loses monetization and she loses her whole channel behind this. And then, and also people are like, well, no, Tasha K's making all this money. She should be safe. Go to YouTube's Instagram and YouTube's Facebook page. That will show you what YouTube wants now and in the future. Tasha K is not the right color, okay? She's not going to pass your paper bag test, so that they're not going to protect her on that. And she's not the age that they want. Go to YouTube's Instagram and their Facebook page, and they're the ones who get the algorithm in their favor every time.
Absolutely. And I think that we do each other a disservice every single time when we don't see this. Mm-hmm. We complain all the time about not having unity. But we can't even have unity on something as simple as that. Like, you know what? If this channel were to start blowing up and there were new people coming in here, and like, say for instance, some of those new people were not Black, and say for instance, some of those new people says something that you don't agree with. Now, half of you all in here are moderators. How many of you gonna start timing people out, making them not feel welcome, and blocking them from my channel? And now I'm a Black woman on YouTube trying to have a successful channel, but this is what you're doing in my chat room.
True.
But when I go to other content creators, I do travel to other content creator chat rooms. I only see that primarily in Black YouTube, where the moderators would do that. But when I go to the non-Black channels, they have moderators on their channel. You're actually able to have an opinion different from everybody else's, and even different from the person who's up there talking. As long as you're being respectful, you're not going to get blocked. You're not going to get timed out for no reason. Because they understand that doing that is not so much as getting back at that one person. They're not as short-sighted as we are, is what I'm trying to get at. We are very short-sighted, and we're guided by our emotions. All we can think of is, I got that fool. I timed him out. I blocked him from this channel. You got him, and you got me too.
Yep.
Because now there's one less person that's visiting the channel. One less person super chatting. One less person donating to the Cash App. And a lot of times, a lot of you will not hit the super chat, will not donate nothing, but you blocking people. People who will come and potentially put life in the channel by giving money and donations. So, we can't, unify because we are too short-sighted as a group. We're too volatile. And we are too much into our emotions all the time. And I'm not going to just wag my finger at you guys because I'm guilty of it. I have done it. I can tell you, I don't know how many times I was over at O'Shea's channel and he was trying to grow his channel and he gave me the wrench. And I thought to myself, vengeance is mine.
The truth finally comes out. Go ahead.
Yeah, and so you get a charge. Time out. But one thing I never would do, though, because I thought it was a personal decision of a content creator, if they want somebody blocked from their channel, I would never block anybody. But boy, I was timing everybody out. I was having a timeout field day. Couldn't nobody say it. And I was timeout.
Right. Glad the truth finally comes out. So if you were commenting in O'Shea Duke Jackson's chat while he was live and you couldn't comment anymore, and then you see Faith's YouTube channel, it's because you've been timed out, or what she said she said she hasn't blocked anyone, but we'll put an asterisk beside that. We'll put an asterisk.
I have not.
That we know of. Sometimes people can butt dial and block someone like that. That's a whole other story. So now here is another thing. I know Faith and I talked about this on the phone. Will lawsuits replace? Uh-oh.
No, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Will lawsuits replace response videos, flagging, and pointing out stealing talking points? So did you want to go to the chat for anything before we go to this?
Oh, no, go ahead. I'm sorry. I was just looking at something and I don't know why I always click on it.
Well, see, me personally, I think that this lawsuit that Cardi B won it sets a new precedence because, you know, when you upload a video, you did everything as far as fair use. Someone can come and just flag it down saying that you stole their content through the YouTube system, or you know, you're saying something on your channel and a larger channel sees your video. Instead of giving you a shout out, they say everything you said word for word, and now everybody thinks that they said it first. So I think that the courts, as well, as a lot of YouTubers are making more money from doing their content, have money to throw around, money to spare, and they want content ideas. I think suing people for frivolously for every little thing is going to become more commonplace. I could be wrong, but I think that's the next step. So if you're
right, you're absolutely right. Remember that attorney that was working with Crystal and Harrison? What was her name?
Right. I don't even remember, but I remember the situation.
I don't remember her name, but she was the one that actually kind of spearheaded that whole situation with suing people for defamation on here.
It was a Chrissy.
Yeah, it caused a lot of people to tighten up their game. So I do believe that this is going to be, it's going to have the same effect.
Yeah, because a lot of people are making this YouTube money, making more money instead of them doing response videos or trying to do a flagging party and do a lot of other nonsense. Just taking someone to court and suing them on some type of grounds. You know, even if you don't win, it puts fear in everyone else and prevents them from possibly reacting to your videos, defending themselves against your attacks, and even doing different things like, you know, doxing people. You know, a lot of people have been doxed. You got different YouTube channels, not going to name them, but they have doxing parties, doxing live streams. If your name is put on the screen, you're going to get doxed because someone paid me to do it. If you want a protection fee, which is extortion, pay me the same thing this person paid to dox you, and you're free. People openly do that. They leave the streams up, and you know, a lot of people are like, they're feeling like they're powerless against doxing. But I think the judicial system would get more influencers and even people in the audience to do or execute different lawsuits when dealing with a lot of dysfunction that we see on YouTube. So this is a precedent, in my opinion. We won't know until we see it in the future. But just the fact that Tasha K openly was just talking crap about people, dragging people for filth, putting pictures on the screen, saying she has these sources, and everyone being like, well, she's lying, but because she has all these subscribers, all these followers, I'm powerless to protect myself. Now people can feel empowered to defend themselves using the legal system.
Well, I want to real quick recognize a donator, Real Deal Financial. I want to thank you so much for your super not your super chat, your Cash App.
Cash App.
Yay! Really, so, I mean, and a lot of times I do forget to look at my Cash App. So I appreciate you for letting me know down there in the chat room that I had something in there. I appreciate it. Thank you again. Yay. I wish I had an applause meter. Yay!
Yay!
But he says he supports Black business. That's what's up.
That's outstanding.
But will the lawsuits replace videos, flagging, and pointing and stealing? I really do believe that a lot more people are going to take that route. Look at and here's why. You can flag a video, you can launch a flagging campaign, you can go on and do a responsibility video, and what happens? It'll be like Tommy Sotomayor.
Yeah.
Tommy Sotomayor lost 82 channels.
82? Wow. I thought it was less. 82, man.
He said he lost 82 channels on here, and he kept having to start over again from scratch.
God.
So imagine, you know, you get somebody's channel taken down, but all they got to do is just make another Google account and they got another channel. So, I mean, it's not really doing anything, you know, to the person, except they maybe lose a little bit. I mean, you could back up your videos. I mean, even that people already do because they know they do a lot of racy stuff on their channels. So,
you lose the momentum.
You may lose the momentum, but somebody like Tommy, Every time he comes up with a new channel, he has a following just like that.
Yeah. He's been
So,
doing it for a while.
I don't know how effective, just flagging the channel down does anymore. So, I mean, a lot of people, if you really want to gut punch a person, Tasha K, 5 million, 6 million is what she got to pay. That's a gut
Yeah.
punch.
Yeah, it is.
That right there is a lesson learned. I think Tasha K would have rather that Cardi B dragged her in the alley and whooped her ass.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Could have recorded it and uploaded it. So yeah, I think lawsuits are going to start replacing a lot of things people have done to protect themselves, and it's going to be a lot more stories like this. And I wouldn't be surprised if people like influencers and content creators get together in mass and go after YouTube as far as a lawsuit, because why are people able to have these flagging parties, these gangs? Why are people able to take your video, upload it, and nothing happens to them, but if someone else does it and they're reprimanded? So I would be surprised if 2022 or 2023 becomes the year of the lawsuit war, just suing YouTube for different things. Because I mean, Tommy shouldn't have lost on 80 channels, or maybe he was violating YouTube's terms and conditions. You never know.
Yeah,
but
if you violate the terms and conditions, allegedly your channel gets taken down. But I have seen other YouTubers who are bigger than Tommy do way worse, and they are dragged through the media. But because they generate so much revenue to YouTube, I've seen these people get to keep their channels. Nature Boy.
Yep.
Nature Boy.
Oh yeah.
So YouTube picks and chooses the losers and winners. They pick and choose.
Yeah, Jake Paul, Logan Paul, the things that they've done. One of them found like a deceased body in the woods and filmed it, put it on YouTube, and that video came down, but he didn't lose monetization. He didn't lose a channel. It's just he just had to do an apology video, and that was it. Just kind of washed his hands. So, and there's other larger YouTubers that do racy stuff or racist stuff, and nothing happens to them. So it's like YouTube basically picks winners and losers. Hopefully, people get together with a class action suit to sue to make things more fair. Because again, if you want to know who YouTube wants to protect and promote as far as the algorithm, go to their Instagram, go to their Facebook page. They too want proximity to whiteness, and they want you to be 25 years old or younger. Just saying.
Yes. And you have to look like a Disney character.
And you got to look like a Disney star, exactly. Disney, or a Disney character, right?
Yeah, Disney star, Disney character, but you definitely can't be 45, 55. The odds are not going to be in your favor. You got to be young, and you got to look like those people that be on Disney.
Exactly. So there it is. Another great commendable faith show. It's been too long. The first one, the first one of 2022. Hopefully your New Year's went away okay, Faith, and New Year's was pretty good, decent as well. But yeah, we did do more of these, and you all, we would be able to do more of these if you supported the platform. Cash App, Super Chat, share. Faith sees when you share the content. So if you say, "Oh, I shared your content on YouTube," but she doesn't see the notification.
Real Deal Financial donated again. Thank you.
Hey! Yay!
Yay!
Awesome sauce.
This is going towards my soundboard. I really want my sound, but it's not a soundboard. It's a mixer. Yeah, because I got the mixer, nice little studio mic. I got the nice little studio mic. I need the mixer now, so that right. Studio mic.
And also joining the channel membership, that also helps, because the more you support, especially financial, she won't have to do other things, as far as income, because you can do, YouTube more. So, that there's
I
that.
I would definitely quit my day job. I am so itching to quit my day job.
Because it'd be more, the morning show you used to do, it'd be more of that, I'm assuming. And, maybe a morning show and a night show,
Mm-hmm.
and then also maybe a meet and greet stream, a members only stream, Patreon stream. All that stuff would be possible if there was more support from the audience. But we do appreciate the support you do. But it's 2022, and we got to kind of step it up as far as helping to grow this platform.
Well, we definitely need more people like Real Deal Financial. Oh, look, he said, Faith, you like steak, baby.
I think he's saying, Faith, you look like steak.
Oh, I look
maybe.
Oh, I don't know if that's good. I don't know.
Yeah, because I don't think you mentioned anything about steak.
Oh, okay.
He'll comment again, but I think it's like you look like a steak. That means you look good. So that's great. So one comment I just wanted to kind of say, I don't know if you want to do any final thoughts or anything, but all things not a Gene says, honestly, Tasha K is more than likely getting a ton of phone calls for interviews and maybe some TV offers. The industry needs another Wendy Williams type. Yeah, I think that Tasha K is going to be doing a lot of interviews as far as a lawsuit, because Cardi B, she is mainstream. If this lawsuit is being seen by a bunch of people, because most of the time when people are celebrities, they really don't too much interact with bloggers unless it's like an interview. So this is the first time that someone punched back. So Tasha K will be doing interviews, and she'll probably get phone calls and stuff. And I'm eager to hear exactly what she's going to say as far as this, and if she's going to watch this stream and possibly do the appeal.
Oh, okay. Real Deal Financial is asking me, do I want steak at State 48 in Houston? Oh, you're in Houston.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yes, I thought he was in California.
I will steak. I will take steak and lobster. Steak and lobster.
I thought he was here on the West Coast with me, but hey, Houston's great. Hell yeah.
There are a lot of content creators in Houston.
Yeah, I think the South, like the Bible Belt, that's just where like there's a large concentration of Black people and Black YouTube. So it kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't have any final thoughts on this because, like I stated earlier, this thing can go any type of way. I really do believe that if I was Tasha K, I know it's probably a Hail Mary move, but since the judge declared that your attorney was incompetent, and then you tweeted and let the world know that your attorney was incompetent, and it looks like you're going to lose this case, I would throw a Hail Mary and go for a mistrial.
Yeah.
I would say that because of my attorney's incompetence and her lack of presenting valid evidence and even the closing statement, I would bring that up. I would say that this right here swayed the opinion of the jury to, come up with a verdict like this. I would throw a Hail Mary and go for mistrial.
Well, it'll be for an appeal. For an appeal.
Well, yeah, for an appeal no, it says mistrial. Let me make sure.
Well, if the case was still going, it could be a mistrial, but the jury already ruled. So now that the case is closed, so now if Tasha K wants to appeal, she can appeal using the petition for ineffective assistance of counsel. As far as appeal,
okay, you're right. You're right. It's called it's on hobbyist collateral review, which is the appeal. Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, just for Tasha K to say bad things about her attorney, but didn't. I mean, usually the mistrial is if that the jury pool is tainted for some reason. But usually if someone doesn't like their attorney, they just fire them and get another one. So that's why it's weird that Tasha K complained about her legal counsel, Olga, but rode with Olga all the way to the finish line, and it just came in last place.
Wait a minute. I'm looking at this wrong. I'm sorry to interrupt. But as far as the direct appeal, it says here, Ineffective assistance claims are generally preferred on collateral habeas review rather than a direct appeal, so that additional fact finding can be performed. The failure to raise ineffective assistance on direct appeal does not waive defendant's ability to raise it in habeas review. So, whether concerning the trial lawyer's performance or the appellate lawyer's performance, because the requirement for effective assistance of counsel applies during the defendant's direct appeal as well. So, she got two ways she can do this. She can do it on direct appeal or on something called habeas collateral review. So, there you go, Tasha K. There's your Hail Mary.
Okay.
I'm done. I ran over.
Hey, that's it. Well, all right. Well, that's the video. Let us know in the comment section your thoughts. Thumbs up the video, share it to your social media, subscribe, click the notification bell. Don't forget to join Faith's channel membership. Share the links to all social media. Send it to your text, people you text. Send it to people in your email contacts. Share it everywhere. Thumb up the video. Until next time, we will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.
Peace.
All right, and we are out. Let's see. Boom.